everyone. It's your host, Elizabeth Jankovic, back with another episode of Virgo Vibes. So today is definitely going to be a shorter podcast, and I'm also not doing the visual today because I am not in the mood to set up the camera. Also, the way the sun is setting right now, it's just going to be some awkward shadows, and I am in no state of mind to fix my appearance today enough for a video. I wanted to hop on because A, it's getting to the end of the month and I do 2 podcasts a month, so I kind of have to do an episode. But B, it's Sunday. I've been having a really weird day, weekend, whatever. And March has been interesting. I feel like I've made a lot of progress in a lot of parts of my life this month, but I also am running into things of like changes, and with updates and progress come changes and come different things that I don't know exactly how my life's gonna continue to play out, like especially in like the media and entertainment industry. You can't really predict anything. So yeah, I feel like there are only a few constants in my life, and that's like posting YouTube videos once a week, and my podcast twice a month. I've been doing that consistently for so long. So yeah, that's definitely like a constant. And then like sleeping, waking up, and doing my like yoga and workout and self-care routine. So that's good. Yeah, March has been interesting, and I wanted to talk today with you guys because, as I said, I need to do a podcast, but also like I just don't really know. I feel like a podcast, like there are things in my life that I'm just like unsure if I'm making the right decision. Like I'm really trying to listen to my intuition with certain things, and I feel like it's hard because there are things, there's like gut reaction of like intuition, and then there's like fear, and there's something that could be scary, but if you work through it and you work hard, it actually comes out to be beautiful. And it's hard for me to decide or to figure out when something is just scary but like actually going to lead me where I need to go, or if something is something that like I need to recognize as like, no, that's my intuition telling me like not to do this, or like to do something else, So yeah, I feel like talking and my podcast usually helps me clear my mind with things. So that's a big reason why I wanted to hop on. I used to record my podcasts on Sundays, and today is a Sunday. I really just record when my inspiration hits. It does also, I was saying this in like one of my past podcasts or YouTube videos, I was also adding on that although I used to just record when inspiration hits, now that I use my microphone and I usually like record a video, it does depend on the time of day with like lighting and setup, but also because I live in a household with other members, I have to also base it off of like how noisy it is. Right now it's pretty good. I should be okay. But yeah. So today's podcast, I'm just gonna talk about, I guess, decision making and like that intuition thing I was touching on, as well as changes in life. And I also want to talk about Aries season, and it's also spring. It's spring officially, as of Saturday, March 20th, and today's the 21st, so it's like, I guess, the first day of spring. I guess spring started and whatever. Also, I'm just like really low energy today, so I'm talking lower, I'm more mellow, and I'm gonna stutter and mess up my words a bit. I already like see that I'm not enunciating as clearly because I'm just tired. So anyway, should we talk about Aries season? Well, let's talk about that decision-making thing I was talking about. So I, as a Virgo, hashtag Virgo Vibes, I usually like to make my decisions with like 75% logic. So I think about something, and sometimes I used to be like, oh yeah, like in the moment you might be like, oh yeah, this sounds good, but then personally, myself as a Virgo sun, I'll like actually think about everything, and I realize it's just not the right decision. It's not going to be a good decision. It's not going to play out well. Like a lot of decisions in my life I play out, and it's like an automatic thing. I don't necessarily choose to play it out. I'm just like, it just starts happening. Like big decisions, which can be like friends, family, whatever. job related, school related, could be smaller decisions too, like just how they play out. And I just like play things out in my head and I see where they go. And a lot of the time when it plays out negatively, I'm like, okay, never mind, like I shouldn't do this. Or if it's something that I can't really control when I do it or how I do it, like I can't really control if I should do it or not, but I say it's like a must, then it's like, okay, fine. Like if I think it's gonna play out bad, but I can't change it, I can change the circumstances around it. And that's something that I've been trying to do more often. Like, I freaking hate waking up early. I feel like I've talked about this a bunch of times, but I, used to have early classes in college, and if I have a doctor's appointment that's early in the morning, and I really, really hate that shit, and I play out, so sometimes it's like I stay up late, and then I wake it up later, and then I have to just get ready and go to my appointment, but I know that I need like a solid morning routine. I need a few hours to myself to get ready, to work out, to kind of like ground myself, center myself, meditate, do yoga, before like entering the world. I don't know if you guys are also like that. I don't know if this is a Virgo thing, like maybe it's an introvert thing. I personally need to sort my entire brain out like every morning, every night to be okay. Or else, like, if I'm stressed out, if I haven't processed my thoughts, I've definitely talked about that in a past podcast, like processing my thoughts and things, and how if I don't do that, it's going to like stress me out, and then like it'll come out in my daily activities or conversations with those around me. And I don't like affecting people negatively like that. So I really just need my own time. Like, I need my me time. And I don't know if I've met that many people who need as much me time as I do. But when I don't get it, it fucking sucks. So today, I've spent a lot of time just by myself. And, that's also when I think and my thoughts run. And, that's when a podcast is kind of nice. Like after a few hours of kind of thinking and collecting my thoughts and whatever, organizing things, I can kind of do my podcast. So that's what is happening. So yeah, like even a decision like that, like I have to wake up early, but I can't change that. Then I'll change the circumstance around it. I'll make sure I go to bed earlier and I'll get my morning routine done in advance. So like that's a smaller life decision. But then there are also like bigger life decisions that I have to kind of like apply this same thing to. So yeah, it can be like big life decisions, and there's just like a life decision that I'm in the middle of figuring out, like is it gonna go this way, is it gonna go that way? Like obviously decisions in life, like you have a say in decisions. Like some decisions you have more of a say than others, and other things it's kind of like whatever happens. Like if you apply to something or if you audition for a role, like you can do your best to write your cover letter or audition, but whether it's meant for you or not is like, it's kind of in the universe's hand after you've done your part. So there's some things where it's like half and half, and there's some things where you have more of a say than the universe does. Like it's not just based on luck, it's based on your choice too. And sometimes I just get nervous that I'm making the wrong decision. So I'm really trying to like listen for sure, and like, okay, yeah, I can see things and play things out, but I can also realize that like the way things are playing out in my head isn't necessarily what's going to actually happen IRL, like in real life, because then again, like you can control your life on a daily, minutely, hourly basis, weekly basis. So just because something's playing out in my head is one thing doesn't mean it's going to be like that forever. Like it might be like that for like a little bit, but I can still change my ways and create my life as I want it. Like that's one of my affirmations. I am now creating my life exactly as I want it. And so it's like, that's the thing, like what do I want? And like should I like wait for something better for the greater good, or do I like do something now that's gonna like lead me to something else? And it's just like I'm really trying to trust the process here. Okay, I'm getting a little overwhelmed with trusting the process, trying to listen to what, my instinct and my gut is telling me, but also realizing that whatever initially does happen, I can still control the course of it, and I can still like there's going to be a path that I can go on. Like there are multiple paths and there are multiple realities, and I'm trying to get better with like realizing that everything is going to be okay, and just take it day by day and little by little, and adjusting whatever plays in my head. You can kind of like make the best of it, the most of it, And, you can still structure your life around something, or just like balance things out. So if something might not be what I originally wanted, how can I make the best of it in this time? How can I, be okay with this if it's maybe not what I exactly wanted, but perhaps it's just a stepping stone in my process and in my journey and in my story in life. So yeah, just like reminding myself that I shouldn't put so much pressure on me as a 21-year-old who literally graduated early. Like, I don't need to stress out. I don't need to freak out. It's a pandemic, as everybody says, as we all know, it's a pandemic. And just realizing I need to be more like I can play things out, but I can also control it too. Like, the things I'm playing out are just like what my mind's doing, but in my reality, I can control my things, and I just have to trust myself more. I think that's something I'm working on, like trusting myself and not letting external factors influence what I know is best for me. So really just listening to that. And speaking of like external factors, there are things that everybody has, like different beliefs, different values in the world. Like, you may have friends with different values than you, but you have your own whatever. And I've talked about boundaries and stuff in other podcasts, and I feel like, at least on my Instagram feed, I see a lot of people posting and sharing things about boundaries and like how to have healthy boundaries and everything. And I think being sure of your value and reading things, maybe talking with like a professional, maybe just reading like resources, talking to your friends who have similar thoughts regarding like boundaries or whatever, whether it's like they have same or different values, but like if their belief around what a boundary is and what that means and like how to go about that. If talking to friends about it helps me at least be more sure of myself. So if I'm unsure, if I'm really torn on like a decision on if something's going to happen or not, I do like to bounce ideas off of like my friends, my family, people close to me. And a lot of the time people give that like, well, it's best, like it is your decision at the end of the day. And like sometimes it's helpful, and sometimes it's like, no, but I need someone else to make a decision for me, or I need the universe to guide me. And I think trying to like not force anything or stress anything out, like stress myself out overthinking about things, I'm trying to get better at that, and realizing like, okay, for the things that I know for sure, let me stay solid in what I know for sure. And if other people try to like maybe disagree with me or like break something down, just remembering like, okay, like that's that person. This is a value of mine. I can't necessarily like let things change just because like of external factors that are trying to change it, I guess. And the things that I know for sure, I'm gonna make sure I'm staying solid in that and grounded. And then the other things that I don't necessarily know yet, I'm gonna let like the day-to-day and like the story and the path unfold, and kind of just trust the process. And obviously that's very difficult to do, but for me, just like kind of reorganizing my thoughts and taking time alone, or bouncing it off of somebody if I need to, is helpful, as well as meditating and just realizing like at the end of the day, you have you, and like you have the people that like would like your ride or dies, and you have yourself. And if you're sure of yourself and confident enough in yourself, you have nothing to worry about. Like I definitely let external factors or things affect me and maybe shape my life more than they should. And I think I need to remind myself to that I am creating my life exactly as I want it, and I do have that power, and I do have that control and everything, and that I shouldn't just let other factors shape my life. I can shape my life. And I don't know if that's because I'm a people pleaser, or it's hard for me to like I just want everything to work out. I want everybody to be happy, but sometimes that's just not reality. Like I know that's not reality. Like everyone can't be happy. I can't make everyone happy, and not everyone can have their perfect outcome. But as a perfectionist, that's really hard for me. So yeah, that's just what I've been struggling with lately. I think, is that mostly what I wanted to speak on? Yeah, not letting other things affect me as much, and just like reestablishing my beliefs, and meditating for me really helps with that. And also speaking to like my sister who knows me really well, like that helps me too. And just connecting with yourself during meditations, or even yoga, right? Even some yoga practices, you can really connect with yourself and listen to yourself, and during those meditations or sessions, the truth kind of comes out, and you can really trust your gut and your instinct, which I think I need to get better at. And then, yeah, just like decision making, going with the process of like what I can't necessarily play out and I really know for sure, just letting the world take me where it's gotta go. The other thing I wanted to talk about was Aries season, because Aries season started on the first day of spring, which was yesterday. I honestly don't know much about Aries season. So Aries is a fire sign. I don't know what, like, I don't even know. Okay, I'm on bustle.com right now. It says, we'll all feel more fearless during Aries season. Time to dry your tears and get ready to heat things up, because the sun is leaving the zodiac seas of watery Pisces on March 20th and entering the red hot sign of Aries. This solar shift marks the start of Aries season 2021. It coincides with the first official day of spring. Aries energy brings out the spunky firecracker in all of us, and knowing how Aries season in 2021 will affect your zodiac sign can help you make the most of the exciting vibes ahead. Aries is the cardinal fire sign of the zodiac, and it's about leadership, passion, and taking charge. Okay, that's good. That's good. I need that right now. When the sun travels through, okay, will it feel inspired to make bold moves and take action? Okay. I mean, currently things in my life, moves and action is coming my way. It says chasing after what you want. Our competitive streaks like to come out to play. Channel your boundless energy towards something productive. Okay, I like starting a new exercise routine, kicking off. Okay. Fearless Aries is considered the first sign of the zodiac, meaning that on top of a brand new season, it's the sun's entry. Oh, it marks this. Okay, so it's the first like sign of the astrological year. So I guess like a really brand new beginning, which is cool. You know, that leadership, that action. Step into your power as you embrace this fresh and feisty energy, and read on for your horoscope. So I don't like know if this is accurate. This is Virgo. It's time to do spring cleaning in your soul, Virgo. I'm always spring cleaning. This month takes you on an inward journey and asks that you start facing your fears and setting boundaries within your relationships. Confront any secrets or unspoken resentments. Own up to debts or lingering promises. If you take charge, you have a chance to clear your energetic slate. Oh my god, yeah. Like, speaking of energetic slate and like just clearing your fucking everything, I feel like I need to do that. So that's what bustle.com says. What does something else say? Shape. What's shape.com? I've never heard of this. Get the scoop on the competitive, playful fire sign solar moment this year, Aries. Aries can have you feeling more playful, spontaneous, competitive. Okay, I'm competitive, so I'm a little nervous. Cross all those to-dos off your list. Thank God, Virgo, I need that. Come out on top and take on the world. Oh my God. Not to mention anyone who might dare stand in your way. Aries' motivation is to move forward and fast. Being declared the winner at every turn. Oh, okay. Aren't Aries like considered arrogant? Or am I? I could be wrong. I don't know. But if they're competitive and they want to win, that's just what it sounds like. I don't know. Like a negative connotation. I'm not saying like all everything. I'm just saying like it can express itself as that. As the first sign of the zodiac, they're considered the baby, exuding an innocent, childlike vibe that might lend itself to leaping before they look, but also being fun-loving, quick on their feet, and fast. Okay, it sounds kind of fun. Throw the heavy covers off winter, forge into all things new, shiny, and bright. Yeah, spring, clean, feel empowered to make plans. This is the time to like actually put plans into motion. Oh my God, you'll love to hear it. As a Virgo, I love to hear that. Yeah, you'll go from fast-paced and impatient to lazy and that's like the love. That's like breaking down love. Okay, you'll feel more focused and ambitious. I'm like skimming. You'll be fired up to speak your truth. Yo, I'm actually already feeling that. You might have to contend with the fog of spring for a bit longer. What's that mean? Wait, okay. On March 23rd, it can make it tough to keep your cool. But because Mercury's in Pisces, communication will be cloudy. Interesting. It's time to end a chapter and blaze new trails, possibly in your relationships. Different thing. Okay, I'm getting a spring cleaning action vibe, getting your things done. That sounds good. I I'm here for it. I'm a fire rising. My Venus is in Leo, so I have fire and earth in my chart. I don't have much water and I don't have much air, so I'm in one of my many elements. So that's my little astrological breakdown. Sorry for this, like, I don't know. It was kind of like a jumble mixed bag of thoughts. I'm just like really low energy. Don't really know. Trying to sort out my thoughts. Decided to do it today. I'm loving that the sun sets at 7 now. It's getting warmer. We had a good weekend in New York this weekend, which is really nice because our winters can last way too long sometimes. They can start in October and last till April, and I just don't understand. I don't get it. I hope you guys are doing well. Maybe what you can take from this today is that it's okay to not know what's happening. Try to trusting your intuition in your gut is like, that takes practice. It's not something you just know how to do, and like, you have to like learn what your gut feelings and your intuition feels like over time, and it's just, that's all about real life practice. And for things that you can't distinguish between, like, is it just fear but this is right for me, or is this actually bad for me, again, that's just like, well, the universe will show you eventually. So recognizing those patterns eventually will get better and better. For things that we do know, just staying solid in our foundation, having our being grounded, that's a big thing for me at least, and going with the flow of the process and the unfolding and figuring things out as I go, which is hard for Virgo. I like to predict and plan and control, but there are things in my life, like big decisions or whatever, that I can't control everything, and I just have to trust. And I can also change my situation and circumstances around anything to maximize it, even if it's not what I thought was the best. Maybe, it's leading to something better down the line. And Aries season, spring cleaning, getting your New Year's resolutions done, or actually starting them or whatever. Actions, cool. Fiery, that could be scary, but whatever. I have fire in my chart, so maybe it'll be a little more familiar for me. Love you guys so much. Thank you for listening to this episode. Again, sorry for the lack of visual this week on YouTube, but it'll still go up regardless if you just like to play these on YouTube instead of like Spotify. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, spring equinox, Aries season. Hope it's getting warm wherever you are. I have no idea where you are in this world, so but if you're in like the northeast of United States, hopefully it's getting warmer. Hope you guys are just doing good. I really hope the best for you, because we can all thrive together on this journey. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much for listening to Virgo Vibes. Make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, link in the description of this. You can also check out my link tree. Follow me on Instagram at elizabeth.j. 21-year-old Virgo here, trying to just, share my journey on YouTube and vegan food. Love you guys. Talk to you in my next episode. This is your host, Elizabeth Jankovic, signing off.